So Christian Parker heads to Dallas, and the Eagles front office is laughing because the Dallas Cowboys just fell right into our trap. Dallas still stinks. By the way, King Things I hear it. Breaking mother humping news. The Dallas Cowboys, they fell right into the Eagles' trap by hiring Christian Parker, the Eagles' secondary coach, who is now their defensive coordinator. But they don't know the real genius was not the secondary coach, it was his assistant, Christian Parker's. They hired the wrong guy. I wish. Here's what's really going on. The Dallas Cowboys, Ian Rapoport, the Pound Cowboys are working to hire Pound Eagles secondary coach and passing game coordinator Christian Parker as their new defensive coordinator, per me and Tom Cesario. The deal's not done yet, and hopefully will fall through, but they hope it will be. A rising young coach, he lands in a big spot with the rival. Now, I joke at the beginning of this about, getting the wrong guy. No, they hired the right guy, and I was just having a little fun. I just wanted to imagine what it would feel like if they screwed up, but they didn't screw up. Christian Parker is a great young coach, a great young mind. I loved listening to all the, the behind the scenes things, especially the year we had the Super Bowl run, and just hearing him talk to Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He has developed a lot of talent at corner, especially some of those defensive backs. He has a huge track record from Jair Alexander, right to Patrick Surtain, Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell. He has, and look, those are very, very talented guys, but he has done a great job developing. And I think, in all honesty, we are fortunate that we had him for 2 years, because I really didn't think we would have him for 2 years. I really didn't. So the Eagles will lose him. Dallas will gain him, and look, he's definitely a good young mind in the NFL. I think he's probably going to make for a good defensive coordinator. But he may not be in Dallas long because, there's a lot of people out there who think he's not gonna be a defensive coordinator long. He has a little bit of success. He could get a job very, very quickly as a head coach. One thing Zach Berman wrote that I thought was pretty interesting was this. Internally, the Eagles knew they were only renting Parker. He was going to get a bigger role sooner than later. Wouldn't surprise me if the same is said about the Cowboys. When I spoke to people about him and asked if he was a future defensive coordinator, I got corrected. Future head coach. So I think a lot of people see him as a young, up-and-coming mind, a future head coach. And maybe this is why the Eagles didn't want to invest in him and keep him around to eventually replace Vic Fangio, because they knew if he replaces Vic Fangio, it wouldn't take long for him to be a head coach, okay? I have to assume Howie Roseman knows what he's doing when it comes to the coaching staff and what they were thinking. Because normally, and we're going to get into this in a minute, normally the Eagles are very good with recognizing, coaches that they would like to retain and then paying them more money to retain them as long as possible. We see it with Stoutland. So we don't know. But, unfortunately, he goes to Dallas, and I think he'll be a great defensive coordinator. But time will obviously tell. Are you sick of being robbed by the sports books? I am. Well, then Polymarket is for you. And what is it, you ask? Polymarket is the revolutionary prediction market everyone is absolutely obsessed with right now. Legal and live in all 50 states, instant trades, total control. You're trading against people and not the house. AFC Championship game, you got the Patriots and the Broncos. Patriots, 69% chance to win on Polymarket compared to the Broncos, 32%. You know, I love the underdog. Got to take the underdog at 32%. It's value city, okay? And the great thing about Polymarket that makes it stand out above all the rest, if Denver jumps out to an early lead, okay, the odds will spike sometimes 50, 60% in 10 minutes or less. And I could cash out making profit in just minutes. This is one thing sportsbooks do not let you do. Okay, they won't let you sell anytime, lock quick gains, and redeploy for free. Polymarket will. Polymarket, no traps, no penalties, just fast freedom to print wins. It's incredible. Everyone's going crazy over it. And the most awesome part, downloading the app with the link below and using my code Philly500 unlocks exclusive early access. Early access plus $10 completely free. No deposit, no card, nothing. Don't miss out and join the revolution. Now, as far as the Eagles' search for offensive coordinator goes, it is very, very frustrating for a lot of people. I get it. What is going on with the Eagles? Did you guys see this? Adam Schefter's reporting, staying in the NFC South, Buccaneers are finalizing a deal to hire Falcons offensive coordinator Zac Robinson as their offensive coordinator per sources. So the Eagles lose another potential candidate that they had in mind. To me, I'm not so upset about losing Zac Robinson. I'm just going to be quite honest with you. It's like, okay, whatever. But the thing is what the hell's going on? The Eagles, I think, are the only team right now that have a coach, a head coach, that does not have an offensive coordinator. Every other team with a head coach has an offensive coordinator, I'm pretty sure. So it's like, what is going on with this team? And I really, this is just my thought, right? And this is just a thought that I'm having about Sirianni and his extension he got. We never heard the details of his extension. We never heard it. Does he have complete control of the coaching staff? This is what I want to know, because I feel like right now when you look at what the Eagles are doing, and this is just my opinion, but when you look at what they're doing and their search for a coach, where you have also another talented coach on the other end just walks out the door, like I want to know, like, is Nick Sirianni in control of this coaching staff? Does he have complete control? Is he the guy in search of it? Because here's the thing that I got to say. In previous years, the Eagles, when they wanted coaches, they go out and they get them. I don't remember Howie Roseman, like, taking this much time to do something, seemingly not that aggressive, letting guys just go by. I really wonder if Nick is in control of the coaching staff and he has say, and he is just taking his good old time. You know, people want to talk about, well, nobody wants to be the offensive coordinator of this team. Nobody wants to be the offensive coordinator of the team. It's because of the quarterback. It's because of the quarterback. I don't think it's because of the quarterback. All right? Jalen Hurts has had 11 offensive coordinators, okay, I believe, since back in college. He's had a lot of coordinators. He has worked well by all of them. All of them have nothing but good things to say about him. I don't think it's Jalen Hurts. I think it's the head coach. I just got to be honest with you. I think the head coach is the reason for the holdup. I think Nick Sirianni, whether it's people don't want to answer to him, whether he wants certain control of the offense or how things are done, but for whatever reason, it is taking a while. Now, on a positive, if we're looking at like the glass being half full, maybe, just maybe, the reason why is because maybe they're waiting on a coach that is still in the playoffs, and it's taking time, and that's what they're waiting for. I mean, one could only hope. I just feel like this is so uncharacteristic of the Eagles and how they've done business in the past with Howie Roseman. Howie usually, if he sees a guy he wants, he targets him, and they get him. And they get him pretty quick, okay? Head coaching job, yeah, that search maybe takes a little more because Lurie gets involved and there's a whole thing to it. But usually with these coaches, like offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, the Eagles are usually pretty quick about these things. And the fact that you're seeing so many coaches like come in and then leave, and your two top candidates that you want didn't want the job. How could Brian Daboll want the job in Tennessee over the job in Philly? That's crazy to me. Okay, and I don't think it's Jalen Hurts. I really don't. Now, some of you who don't like Jalen Hurts, or you're gonna say that I'm just kissing up to Jalen Hurts. I look, if Jalen Hurts is the problem, and we get a coordinator and they come in and it's a different offense and we have the same type of things, I'll be the first one to tell you, yeah, it's him. But because of the offensive coordinator that you had, and head coach for that matter, I think it's almost impossible to evaluate Jalen Hurts the way you need to. You can't evaluate him when Patullo's the coordinator. You can't evaluate him when Nick Sirianni, the head coach. I'm sorry. I don't think this has anything to do with Hurts. Well, I mean, it does to a certain extent. Maybe it has something to do with the A.J.Brown situation. Maybe it's a bunch of different things. But there's definitely stuff that we don't know what's going on. And I'm almost wondering now if when Nick signed his contract, if he didn't get control of his coaching staff. Because remember, in the previous years, he didn't have that control. And now he's the guy that's running the ship and running the show. And it's not how Howie would do things, because Howie would get it done quick. Nick is taking his time, but all these people are going right out the window, right out the door. It's like Nick runs the prevent offense. He runs the prevent employment. Prevent employment. He takes his time. He doesn't want to fumble the interview, and it's gonna be all right. We can't mess up. We got to do everything perfect, and just don't turn over. Don't drop your pencil or your paper, and we won't mess up the hiring process. And all these people are just gone. It's just like his offense, prevent offense. Otherwise, I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't remember, and I don't think this is typical with the Eagles. I think with Howie, he usually has identified guys that he wants, and then they go out and they get them. And that's the way it is. So we'll see what the Eagles are going to do now. I don't know. It's a little bit of a rant today because I'm just a little bit frustrated. Not so much that Christian Parker went to Dallas. I get it. That was going to happen. But this, now Nagy's coming in. Another offensive coordinator takes a job. It's just like, what the hell is going on? Really, it's crazy to me. It really is. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. One guy that is available maybe for a secondary coach that you might want to take a look at is Al Harris. I think he's been interviewing for defensive coordinator jobs. Maybe he's a guy you could bring in for the secondary coach. But I got to tell you, I'm far less worried about the defense than I am the offense. And also, I got to say, Clint Hurt, got to find a way to keep him. You can't lose Hurt and Christian Parker in one offseason. Denzel Washington out. That's all, folks.
The brother screwed us.